Hey guys, RTT back here for that video. Guys, 8 months ago we made a video about comparing Cyberpower to NZXT, taking two budget PCs and seeing which one you should order from, which one has the better deals. In that video, I did call it budget, and there was someone who was confused, so I'm just going to go ahead and explain it at the beginning of the video. Budget does not mean inexpensive. Today, we will be looking at more of an inexpensive build. We're looking at a $1,000 budget. Last video was $2,000. Now, with that in mind, like I said before, this is not by any stretch of imagination the inexpensive. This is just a budget. So for example, if you had a budget of $2,000, then you might say, hey, I can spend $2,000 on a PC. You might have a budget of $1,500, $1,000, you know, $15,000, right? There's no budget. Does not mean cheap. Budget just means how much you have to spend. Just want to say that because I know I'm going to comment again. Hey man, $1,000 ain't cheap. And it's like, yeah, it's not the budget. That's the point. So anyway, though, let's go ahead and talk about it. So we compared NZXT to Cyberpower. And if you guys want to see the results of that video, go check it out. But today we're going to go ahead and talk about Cyberpower versus another company that a lot of you guys recommended, Digital Storms. A lot of people were talking about Digital Storms, saying, hey, compare Digital Storms to Cyberpower. Compare these two. So I said, okay, let's do it. With that in mind, if you do enjoy this video, hit the like comment down below. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So starting off right away, we have two pretty similar price PCs right here, okay? This is $1,175 and this is $1,149. So they're very similar price-wise. These are both, I won't say pre-built PCs because you could change the specifications of these PCs, but these are obviously two PCs you can order. Starting off right away, it looks like 3 to 5 days, business days, to go ahead and get this bad boy right here, the Lynx machine from Digital Storms. For Cyberpower, most likely, Thursday, August 5th is when you would actually ship, and it takes around, I think, 5 to 7 business days to ship. So yeah, you would be looking around probably mid-August when you got this PC. If you did order from Cyberpower, you order it from Digital Storm, you're gonna get it very much sooner. Now let's go ahead and talk about the speculations, the specs of each one. So for Digital Storms, you get an Intel Core i7 10700F, 4.8 gigahertz turbo, 16 threads, 8 cores, and 2.9 gigahertz. For the Cyberpower, we are looking at, I'm gonna go ahead and just look at CPU right here. I think they have a better interface personally. An i3, yeah. You have an i3. You have an i3 processor, 10. I want to say this correctly. I've never said an i3 processor name out loud. Okay, so 10105F. I think that's how you say it. Four cores, 8 threads, 3.7 gigahertz turbo. Yeah. So starting off right away, for the same money, you're getting a i3 versus an i7. Now, keep in mind, one of the best gaming related, best gaming processors or CPUs you can get is an i5. So that's not too crazy, but an i3 is definitely very, very cheap. You could go up to an i5 for $60 more, but that's not the point of this video. It's to keep the price as similar as possible with the best budget here. So about the next thing. You get an Asus motherboard, Asus MSI ASRock Intel chip. It does not look like it's Wi-Fi on board. That's not really a big deal. You can obviously get an Ethernet port or Ethernet cable. It's not a big deal. Over here, you get an ASRock, so similar company, Z590. So that's not bad. Like I said before, this is actually it actually is a Wi-Fi. This actually has Wi-Fi on board, and it actually is one of the new products. Interesting. All right, so from this company, from Digital Storm, you get 8 gigabytes of RAM. We talked about this many times. How many gigabytes of RAM do you need? I have a PC over here by NZXT with 64 gigabytes of RAM. Do you need 64? No, you do not. All you need from a PC in reality is 16 gigabytes. 8 gigabytes will run pretty much all games, but the newer titles and the obviously more, you know, exclusive titles on your CPU and your system, you're gonna want to get 16 gigabytes of RAM. Cyberpower, did you give us 16 gigabytes of RAM with that price tag? You did. Cyberpower comes in with 16 gigabytes of RAM here, 3200 megahertz. So obviously it's not the brand new brand new DDR5 RAM, but it is DDR4. And it looks like this. They don't tell us the read-write speed of this. Yeah, no. Digital Storm does not tell us what kind of memory this is. I'm gonna guess it's 3200, but it could be anything. All right, power supply. You get a 600 watt, not gold premium power supply from this one. Interesting. Supports up to RTX 2070. Okay, so that's interesting. Now 28 Ti, 28 is when you're gonna get into 700 watts, 750 watts, and then 28 Ti you could probably get 750 watts, and then so on and so on. But let's see what this actually comes power supply with. Power supply in this bad boy is 600 watts, but it is gold, 80 plus gold. That's what you want to see out of power supply. It's also EVGA, reputable brand, reputable company. I like that. A lot of times when it comes to Cyberpower, they do have some really crappy crappy power supplies, which I don't like, but that's actually a pretty good one. All right, next one down the list, you get 264 gigabytes of SSD. So okay, and then you get a mechanical drive of 2 terabytes. Oh wow, you know, you want something to fail on you, get a mechanical drive, right? SSD M.2, let's go with that. Same concept actually applies here. You get well, you actually, do you get a second hard drive? You do not. So you just get the SSD with the Cyberpower. Wait, it says SSD plus hard drive combo. Okay, so you get a mechanical drive. You get a 240 gigabytes and 1 terabyte of mechanical drive. Interesting. So similar to this, except you get literally one less terabyte. All right, over here you get a GTX 1640. Interesting. Over here they're gonna have us run with a 1030. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a worse card. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. All right, so it's gonna be air cool. Interesting. It's not gonna be liquid cool. It's gonna be air cooling for that. Cable management. Okay. Premier cable management. We got how many chassis fans? Does it tell us how many chassis fans are gonna give us? Oh, is it gonna give us one? Wait, does this mean literally just one chassis fan? I mean, it's RGB, which is awesome, but is there like a fan controller? Oh wait, internal lighting. Okay, so it is a fan controller, multiple, yeah. Okay, so what are they giving us over here in Cyberpower? Let's see, extra case fans. They're giving us just a default case fan, no extra case fans. So the picture shows like 4 or 5, but they're giving us just one default case fan. And what kind of cooling is liquid cooling? Okay, so it's going to be liquid cooling. It's going to be one single radiator, 240 millimeter fan, 120 millimeter fan, which, okay, that's not bad. All right, that's actually, I personally, and everyone has their own touch and taste, I like liquid cooling versus air cooling, so not bad, but air cooling is always cheaper. Wow, so you get a overclocking stock factory turbo boost overclock out of box. Okay, so nothing too special crazy. What do you get out of this one? Let's see if did they overclock it for you? My guess would be no. Get where you check that actually. Right here. No overclocking for the Cyberpower. Okay, interesting. Overclocking is not hard to do. You can easily do that without any issues. Although you have to make sure that your CPU can get overclocked. That is very important. So that's something you have to look out for. Over here, you get a recovery tool, you get a USB flash drive of Windows 10 in case you want to reinstall it. And that is actually pretty much it. So over here, let's just take a look at some of the stuff we missed. So starting off right away, the chassis we're going to go ahead and go with for this one. It actually looks a lot better than the one on Digital Storms. You get one default case fan. You get a 9.3, obviously. You get one radiator with a liquid cooling unit. I'm not mad about that. 16 gigabytes of RAM versus 8. My opinion, better power supply, less storage overall though. And that's actually it too. So those are the comparison between Digital Storms and Cyberpower. Now, obviously, both of them have their, ups and downs, peaks and valleys, plus and negatives. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. Which one would you personally go with? And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.